is Gloryy 2 times over because I was in a very similar mind with the Humble Life game. So I'm gonna have to apologize for that.
Feisty did also solo kill second.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So we had a couple of solo kills on some Korean goats yesterday, but both those games weren't enough. Now we go into a best of 3. Okay, GAM versus T1. It is going to be first pick here for the side of T1 on this red side, which has kind of been a common theme so far.
Yeah.
At this EWC, where red side has been the preference, but first pick has also come with it.
The first 3 Vayne ban, though, is very interesting. It indicates that they want to put Doran just on this weak side, relaxing tank, and kind of leave him on his own, because we've seen Vayne do incredibly well when she has a good matchup. We saw yesterday Zest go 14-0, I believe it was, against Leon on the Vayne. So it's a pick that can be incredibly dangerous if left alone, and T1, they don't want to deal with it.
So especially with Doran, with the tank setup that you think is probably going to come through, feels like it's preparation for Doran maybe coming into this game 1 as well. Jay's going to go with Nocturne 2. Orianna still up and available here, Jack.
Yeah.
I'm throwing out things like the Varus, although not super optimal. Rumble gone instead.
Yeah.
Might be GAM fishing for what? Bruiser top matchup as well.
And I do think if T1 now first pick the Orianna, it's going to be GAM looking for the Jarvan.
Okay.
And either the Cassio or the Syndra answer, I would expect to go into it. Jarvan really good into Orianna due to the fact that she's immobile. Maybe they also go Jarvan Estral to take away that mobility away from T1. Or they're going to go Camille. I'm a big Camille hater. I'm not going to lie. I have yet to really see the value that this champion
Unless
brings.
it's someone like On or, I mean...
I think it's incredibly difficult to make it work. I think some supports can do it and some teams can do it. And I do think when you're the underdog, going for this hyper-aggressive playstyle, they went to Camille Lee Sin. They're going to try to out-skirmish T1 at every step of the way. But if this game goes to 30 minutes and T1 is not far behind, it's going to be comfortable for T1 to play the fight.
I was going to say, the major problem with the Camille, right, is how do you get yourself into the mid-game? Do you have a lead or not? That really dictates how well she's going to play it out. Lee Sin going to go with it as well, so a lot of skirmishing here already for GAM. Other side, pretty stock standard for T1. Oner on a Vi, always good news with Faker's Orianna. Is the pivot going to be towards top or a support match?
Yeah, I think a Gnar pick makes a lot of sense there. You have a very comfortable blind pick. You have a really strong top side. It's really all about scaling being the name of the game here for T1. We'll have to see if Gloryy... Remember Tristana yesterday?
Yep.
That Zest tried to pull out. It didn't quite work against Zeus, but maybe they want to try to pull it out against Doran. Currently they're hovering the Zoe, which would be pretty crazy. We haven't seen that champion in a while. I think his Syndra pick is a lot more standard. It makes a lot of sense. You really want to have some CC to set Lee Sin's queue up for success.
Oh, yeah.
And they lock in the Syndra as we head into second bounce.
Means that setup so far for GAM is pretty good, right? Again, an aggressive comp. If I was looking at the LPL, I would say that, you know, this is a very BLG AL style of comp.
Yeah.
But running into T1, maybe that's just the magic, isn't it? We already talked about Doran picking up the Gnar in the top lane. Talia is going to be taken away, which means that GAM are kind of assuming that Peyz is going to be pulling out a mage bot and at least something with more CC control to layer for game 1.
Yeah, I think especially when you have the Vi and the Gnar, you have enough AD damage that allows to pick any sort of AP bot. We saw Peyz on the Talia yesterday up against GAM do incredibly well. They played the Talia Shen and made that work. And also Vi, Talia is such a good combo since Vi sets up the Talia shuffle so well. They actually choose to ban out both the Talia and the Shen, the exact bot lane that T1 played against them yesterday. So they don't want to play against that once some more.
They're watching through, they're like, no way we're going to let Keria make those roams again on that Shen. Respect it over to GAM as Ambess is taken away. Usually I'd be saying that they're just getting rid of some of the pairing options, but it does feel like options into Gnar right now, giving Doran a bit of comfortability when I think he has been the weakest link. Yeah. Excluding Faker's last game, but overall is a big priority here for T1.
Makes a lot of sense to just take away some of those more aggressive top laners that's going to try to punish that Gnar. Mbessa being really good in general into T1's comp to give GAM more reach, more follow-up. We'll have to see what Artemis looks in here. I could see something like the Jhin to just have more follow-up for the rest of his carries. You kind of want some sort of utility because you have very little CC thus far. I think Caitlyn, Camille, while you can have a strong bully lane with it, I think it can be difficult. Jhin, Varus, both make a lot of sense. You have that CC, you have that long range, and you have the utility to help out your team.
I like it so far from GAM, really playing off it. They're going to have counterpick as well, and that counterpick is going to go towards the top lane. Remember again that this can be a Varus top as an option into the Gnar in the past has been a really good option. So I love that we're leaving on a flexible pick here for GAM. On the other side, T1, what's going to be in the bottom lane? Remember, Ori can also play bot, but
I mean, Syndra could also play bot if it's
that's also true. This meta,
so
bro.
There's a lot of flex potential here. As Peyz locks in the Cassiopeia, we've seen it pretty good success so far this tournament. I feel like a lot of the casters have been very strong, even though I don't think they've actually been winning a lot. It's just been a very strong champion, really good early game, really good scaling, and pairing it up with the Leona. We've seen the Leona so much now into the Camille, and I feel like the Leona always is looking favored. You just outscale so incredibly fast. Once you get that level 6, you have so much CC, so much setup, and Cassio being really good into Camille as well, just being able to lock her down with the miasma.
And the question is, GAM, as they finalize the draft, how are they going to stay out of that lockdown? Is it going to be Varus bot or Syndra bot or something else?
They have a lot of options here.
So
I would assume. Oh,
the Varus top, isn't it? Varus
looks like
into
Varus,
the Gnar.
yeah. Varus top, Ziggs bot, and Syndra mid.
Yep.
So they're trying to punish Doran. That seems to be their game plan here. They're definitely going to be playing up towards top side. I would assume that in the early game, Taki and Artemis might fight a little bit, just due to the fact that Taki's playing the Camille. But then after level 3, especially after Artemis gets that lost chapter, that's when we're really going to see Taki just roaming around on the Camille, trying to punish Faker, trying to punish Doran, and maybe invade Oner alongside Draktharr.
Let's see how these lanes go, because seem very lane dependent here, Jack, for GAM. Running into T1 for game number 1, shock them, bring those 15 minutes into fruition like they did yesterday, and turn this best of 1 into a game 1 start for them. They're the underdogs, but T1 haven't been on their best legs recently.
That's
MSI, you could say the same thing. You know, losing to G2 was unexpected for a lot of the fans. BLG going to a 5-game series and then dropping it at the very end. T1 have to prove that they're still up in the top leagues, because right now, if they cannot take this elimination series, questions will be asked going into summer.
And GAM has picked an incredibly explosive composition. They want to snowball in the early game, put Doran behind, try to gank Faker, try to make things happen around this weak early game Vi, and just in general get themselves ahead so that they always either have a numbers advantage or a gold lead going into the skirmishes. Because if we go into team fights at 25 minutes, 30 minutes, and the gold is equal, it's going to be incredibly difficult for GAM to be able to find their victory.
For GAM, their key crush on the line, so is T1's loser. Loses the key and all merits. Faker on Orianna for game number 1. He is 91 and 33 historically. Faker always has a better win rate, you know that, but Orianna at one of the best at 73% after 124 games. There is no one else like him. There never has been and there never will be as we get onto Summoner's Rift. T1 versus GAM.
And would this be the greatest upset of all time?
This would be up there in the rankings. This would definitely be one of the greatest upsets. G2 versus T1 was one of the greatest upsets in an international of all time.
No.
Don't you think?
I mean, it was an upset,
Bro, they love the lower bracket. T1 don't care. They love the lower bracket.
But it's T1 at MSI. It's not T1 at Worlds. If it was T1 at Worlds, I would agree with you.
I mean, yeah, okay. That's completely fair. And that means
Taki wants to fight
Faker in trouble. Hookshot, wallshot, as you said. Halo Blades ignite down. Faker has to flash away. A level 1 gank from hell itself came knocking at Faker's door.
And GAM understand their team composition so incredibly well. They cannot rest on their laurels. They need to continuously fight no matter what. Taki is going to miss out on a lot of XP. And I think even Artemis getting zoned a little bit in bot lane here as well. So that is going to put them behind. But it chunks Faker out. He loses his flash. And now he's incredibly vulnerable if Draktharr wants to go for an early gank.
Glory's got a good opportunity here. Let's see how that lane develops. Mid going to be under wraps for now as Artemis. He did, of course, start that lane solo as Taki came down. I don't think Taki missed too much experience here, Jack, because I see XP bars the same down in that 2v2.
They definitely missed a bit. The question is if Artemis was able to get all 3 melees. I do think...
You think he missed?
We'll have to see if this ends up being worth it. I think it could end up backfiring for GAM with how far they might fall behind in bot, especially with the fact that since you're playing the Camille, you really want to be able to continuously fight, but now you're putting all the eggs into the mid lane basket and top lane, I suppose.
Let's not also forget that with mid going well, we also have the dilemma of top. More pressure points on the map for GAM is always going to be better when you have these winning lanes.
Yeah. Kiaya here wants to continue to poke down Doran, get those plates.
Wall shot, nice engage. Peyz takes the chunk with a satchel charge as well. Artemis layered, good.
Great trade from GAM, chunking down Peyz. Peyz gets a little bit of return damage onto Taki, but it's not too much. So they recovered very nicely here, even with the roam, with the fact that they're a little bit down in the XP. The fact that they're able to get those trades makes it so that the lane is a little bit more equal. They can start to fight again.
Spacing from Faker, nice as we return back to mid. Gloryy with the Dark Sphere, not able to land on the target. Faker, remember that flash to be abused, but also Gloryy still has TP. It's refillable for the back for Faker as he returns back into the mid lane, where Gloryy still has the versatility, where he still has a reset yet to go.
GAM need to be careful here. Oner knows about the ward, still gets spotted. I think GAM, they realize this.
Taki, but he's face checking into Tri-Brush. Oner spotted out, hook shot, wall shot. Taki thinking he can get on out, and he does, but he gets chunked heavy.
Good play from Taki there. He realized that Oner was coming, but that he would still be fine with the hook shot. It does, however, mean, due to the fact that he got chunked, that Draktharr is going to have a hard time contesting these Raptors now. Even Peyz moving up. Looks like Draktharr is just going to have to give over the Raptors, which is a pretty tragic start for the Lee Sin, especially the Lee Sin Camille that really want to skirmish early up against this Vi Leona.
Yeah.
But a really nice early game from Oner.
Meanwhile, we go back to Doran. He just walked back in. Hey, Varus auto, he's dead! What is Doran doing? Faker missing out from the Sonic Wave. His life been able to get flashed on the damage still enough. Remember, he has no flashes and runs away out of mana as well. They get Gloryy on the return, but as GAM look for the chase, Sonic Wave misses. It takes an auto, but now 3 versus 2. It's T1 who find themselves in the middle of Gloryy themselves. And I ain't talking about the player. Double kill already picked up. It's T1 over and Peyz for the chase. The flash up from Center's Blade. Taki with a hook shot, wall shot out. He tries to run to Artemis, but Oner matches him. A Vault Breaker down, and T1 sink their fangs into GAM.
And it's Peyz's move that pays off there for T1. He gives them the numbers advantage, so despite the fact that Faker doesn't have flash, they're still able to make it a winning fight for T1 and get those kills onto Oner and Peyz.
What a play. Jack will get a replay. It's going to be up to you to take me through that, because Peyz and Oner getting gold value here in this game. And GAM, let's stop in the play. I want your opinion on this, because it does feel like after the solo kill top and after the flash that should have been infused from Faker, he lived too damn long for that.
Yeah, the fact that Faker was able to buy so much time really hurt them. The bright light for GAM is this top lane with 700 gold, but let's watch the replay here as it starts off with Keria getting onto Gloryy with the Zenith Blade. He stuns him down, but Faker has no flash. But the Draktharr missing the Q makes it so that he has to flash onto Faker, and then Peyz flashes over the wall, gets the Q onto 2, and he's able to just spam those Twin Fangs and able to do so much damage, takes down Draktharr as well, and then Keria with a little cherry on top, flashes forward, but now we're watching top.
This is a POV.
This is just greedy from Doran, walking back up here, wants to go for the XP.
This is a replay POV, by the way, if you're wondering.
Yeah, it was really well played by the GAM top laner.
This obviously happened before the big play in bot, because I feel like T1 really found their way back into the game from that. Jack, gold is even as well, by the way, so while top is 700 in the lead, Peyz moves to 400. Oner with a huge lead over Draktharr right now, and that Lee Sin missing a couple of Qs really cost GAM big.
Yeah, the fact that Peyz as well, even though he moved for a minute straight, is up in CS.
Oh, yeah.
He's really hurting GAM, as Taki might be in trouble here.
Shield of Daybreak, Zenith Blade going to follow up as well. Oner finds him with a Vault Breaker in. Taki gun hook shot out, and Oner's at 3. Draktharr over the wall just watching while Gloryy gets Shockwave. It's a Shield of Daybreak again. Keria looking for the Zenith Blade, but Gloryy getting hit hard. Faker with no mana to follow up for another round of rotation as Keria's roam is big, and Oner is now dominating.
Yeah, they're not beating the Camille's useless allegations, I'm afraid. No, the champion is too hit or miss. It's so difficult to pull off as now Glory's in trouble. Keria's behind.
He's doing it to GAM again. He did it in the best of 1, now starting the best of 3. Glory's feeling it's deja vu as Faker's just getting the clockwork wind up. The auto attack's going to do it. Command attack unleashes power, but does not unleash a kill onto Faker.
And Keria, he's everywhere on the map, setting up T1 for success. And it's only top lane left for GAM. The rest of the map is on fire as T1 pick up the Mountain Dragon.
1,000 lead here for Oner, Mountain to start. And Doran's probably like, at least the rest of the map is going fantastically now for T1.
Yeah. And that does allow Doran to eventually get some respite, as we'll see Keria and Oner open up towards that top side now. And I do think they can just leave Peyz alone and try to help Doran recover. Kiaya still does not have the flash for another 60 seconds.
Yep.
So that definitely could be an angle if Keria and Oner want to look for it.
Gloryy, he's playing mega safe. Wave's in a horrible state, Jack. Taki's coming down to match the roam, constantly out of lane, but Keria's going to find him first. Zenith Blade mixes up for the hook shot, wall shot, and Oner's here for the Vault Breaker, expecting Taki to take the upwards route. He goes down instead, and that saves his life.
Keria just keeps cancelling these hook shots, making it so hard for Taki to play as Doran all-inning onto Artemis.
Okay, he's getting some autos down. Satchel Charge going to save Artemis' life. Meanwhile, Ping's going down on the top. T1 want to keep this game fast-paced. GAM looking to match.
T1 are looking. Draktharr might be in trouble. Keria Hex flashing. Is he going to go for it?
Just a blue buff and steal, take away, start the grubs. Kiaya moving in. Chains of Corruption misses. Tries to find it over the wall. GAM's top laner now without a charge in that ulti.
But T1 are split. Keria has no flash here. He might just get stuck in the pit. Kiaya can just hit him over the...
He's poked.
Oh, he got his flash just up.
Just came up then. Good point, Jack, as GAM do get the grubs in the meanwhile, but Doran is left isolated against the tower pod.
Has 3 grubs for Draktharr. But Doran able to close that gold lead now, getting those plates on bot. So despite the fact that GAM make a good proactive play, it's still a cross map for T1. Continuing to build that gold lead now, 1,000 up for T1.
Good dodge there from Faker. Gold lead, 1,000 as you mentioned. It is sitting largely on Oner, who just hit level 7, half a level above Draktharr right now. First item's not on the board just yet. We're looking at Kiaya to be one of the first, but Oner, there you go. Of course he will be the first with such a lead. Sundered Sky picked up. Big Vi here.
9 minutes Sundered Sky.
It's kind of crazy, yeah.
This is a very scary Vi here. I think any sort of skirmishes right now for GAM. If Oner is involved, it's going to be difficult for them to win it. Really need Draktharr to match that item. Or Gloryy to get his, or you can try to pivot and just play around Kiaya, which I think would make the most sense for GAM, because trying to match any equal numbers fight around mid lane looks pretty damn difficult right now, as Faker used the shockwave.
Yeah, I guess just a hard push the wave, neutralize. He's got TP, he's going to back away. Probably get closer, lost chapter plus components here, Jack.
It's a pretty low cooldown, and still 2 minutes to Dragon. So just invest that to chunk Taki out a bit, and now bases and TP's back.
And I'm going to take Scuttle. CS lead as well, brewing in the jungle, looking a little bit deep against Taki. This is Camille constantly on the roam we talked about. Bot laners who have been left isolated still Peyz his favor, equal in CS, with the kill making the difference of 300 and a bit. And Jack, 145, second dragon for T1, going to be on the horizon here as Oner tries to abuse the Ziggs.
But Artemis looks like he's in trouble here. They have full vision of enemy jungler, and they know where enemy support is. I mean, Artemis is going to need a miracle to try to outplay this one.
He tried to clear the wave, he does so, but they're not going to need a wave. Cease and desist for a Ziggs under Tara. Petrifying Gaze puts him in place, locks him down, and Oner is jungle diffing. Game 1.
It's an easy play. T1 have full information. They know where GAM is. Artemis is stuck under tower, no way out.
If he takes this, T1 are still here, stunned up. Noxious Blast from Peyz. He's low on mana. They have a ward to spot that out. T1 are running away. GAM still on the pursuit.
Faker's
chasing
moving.
the tail versus 3. Faker's going to make 4 in the thick of it. That's not where they want to be. Oner's going to take another. The miasma of pain for GAM to deal with. They commit double TP, but T1 still have numbers. Scout of the Week not bad onto Faker, but Draktharr with the Sonic Wave will not be concluding with a resonating strike. It's T1 who walk away heads held high.
And GAM, they feel the desperation, investing both teleports after Taki dies. There's just no play. You have no CC once the Camille falls. They still try to go for it.
Kiaya, not in trouble. It's a TP. Now he is.
Oh, he spots it.
As he runs back, he's not that fast. Taki going to come and help out. Chains Corruption, dodge Peyz. What a proto belt. The miasma down, the poison laid bare, the twin fang in. The exhaust helping out, makes it a trade for a shutdown. Taki now right in the middle of Doran, but he's going to go mega, even though Glory's coming in. I'm scared as he flushes away the unleashed power. Clutch here from Taki to survive, but Doran leaps out before Gloryy can get another rotation.
A great escape by Doran there. Kiaya being able to trade 1-for-1 against Peyz,
Artemis
getting that shutdown.
Oh, Faker didn't check the other bush. Mega Inferno Bomb, he's at half HP. Faker in trouble. The minefield, the Sabotage pops him back, and Draktharr is going to clean house. A rough day here for Faker as he finds his second death. 11th in total for day 2 at EWC.
Okay, some good return plays for GAM here as they're able to get some gold on the board. Equalize that gold lead, but it's still T1 with an advantage as they pick up their second dragon. We'll watch the replay of the top fight. A beautiful proto belt by Peyz to get away. But Kiaya has the exhaust, he has the damage to trade 1-for-1 with Peyz. And then Taki trying to bait Doran in for Gloryy to set up the Scatter the Weak. But Doran flashes, he dashes, and he gets out.
Great reaction time though from Taki. That was really pixel perfect here from the Camille. As for now, Dragon was taken in the replay. It was 2 for T1, or rather is. So it must have been Oner who walked down. We didn't get to quite see that one, but I'm assuming we saw the game. Did we see it? No,
yeah,
it's blind. Oh, and we're going to go for a pause. Gloryy is not going to get Shockwave, by the way. Faker has half the cooldown on that remaining, so there's no Shockwave to follow up, but the minion wave is left with 2, I think.
Yeah. And it's not the start that GAM were looking for with this team comp. It's been an explosive game, but mostly in T1's favor. And especially considering how the compositions function against each other, it's going to be difficult for GAM to team fight as the game progresses later and later.
No!
I think their biggest silver lining is Kiaya. He still holds onto his gold lead and can look to play the side lane, can look to be the team fight threat to actually carry GAM to a victory.
I've been told Gloryy has a mouse problem, so that's what we're waiting for. We're just going to fix that one. He walked up, maybe his right click is stuck because he clicked the turret.
Could be, yeah.
He didn't want to click the turret, I don't know.
Sometimes my mouse bugs out a bit and it just like doesn't register a click. Could be something like that.
That's the same problem.
Especially if it's like a Bluetooth mice, that can happen.
Are you not bringing Bluetooth mice on the stage though, are you? Isn't the optimal, are you?
I am, yeah.
Isn't the optimal performance wired though?
Yeah, but I think these days it's nearly the same.
It can't be. But if it's so minimal, if it's like 100 milliseconds more or less, I don't know how much.
Maybe that's why I was bad in LEC. I was using Bluetooth mice.
That's right, bro.
I need to ask Kansama what he's using.
He's definitely not using Bluetooth, bro.
You don't think so?
He's wired in with those fiber optic cables that like NASA has. Bro, if you want to play Perfect League of Legends,
I think that's Viper. I don't know if Kansama's got
true. Well, that's the difference. That's the gap between the regions.
Yeah.
Mice problem. T1, they always use fiber optics mice. I'm assuming that's fast. I don't really know much about cabling.
I don't think it matters. I think it's like 1 millisecond anyways.
Surely for someone like Faker that matters. He's played for so long. If something's off by like a millisecond or 10, let's say more realistic, he would 100% play different. Don't you think?
10 millisecond maybe.
He's done the same thing for about 100,000 hours at this point.
But 1 millisecond is like, there's no way.
I don't know, bro. I think you doubt Faker.
I don't doubt Faker. I'm just saying 1 millisecond is such a small
I did
amount
say
of
10.
time.
I said 10 milliseconds.
You said 1 and then you said 10.
Yeah, I can't change it because 1 millisecond is stupid. Like.
Yeah, 1 millisecond is... But I think, like, for example, if you go from 40 ping to 50 ping, or actually that one is not as well. If you go from 0 ping to 10 ping, probably you would.
That's more egregious than 40 to 50.
Yeah, because that's a smaller percentage difference, right?
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Although technically 0 to 10 would be.
Do you like stage? Like, do you prefer? Because I've heard some people prefer a bit of ping. Like on stage is land right, so it's 0, so it's perfect timing. Does it feel weird coming from solo queue to
I mean, I was always choking like crazy on stage. So
but was that you or the ping?
That was just me. I was just like nervous and bad.
We should have had a caster match. You could have.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I always felt like my mouse was wrong on stage. I don't know if it was a mental thing or if there was actually something wrong.
And you used
but
the
it felt
same
like
mouse from home, right?
I used the same mouse as home, but it was just the refresh rate on the monitor. For me, it just felt something always felt off. But I think it was just a mental thing. You know, like Dopa used to have like, he would measure everything with like a ruler. I think some pro players still do that.
Really?
Yeah.
You have to see it. Glory's mouse issue rather has fixed itself, so not sure what happened there, but yeah, Glory's all good now. Walks away from the turret. There was no shockwave available before we left you in the pause. Gloryy does have a CS lead for what it's worth, 20 CS when he has been bullied a little bit this game. So doing okay versus Faker here as Draktharr is seeing contest from Oner in his own jungle.
Yeah, you can see how scared Draktharr is. He smites the Gromp, even though it's 100 HP. Has no smite available for the blue buff now. And T1, they look like they want to contest. Keria is level 6.
Sonic Wave just used. Taki's going to go in. Hookshot, wallshot, Keria at half HP, but it's okay. The Zenith Blades and Solar Flares look for an escape. Peyz is there, cutting off the escape route. Kiaya, chance corruption. Land this time, no protobelt out. The auto attack's enough as well. GAM have numbers advantage. And Peyz is left alone to die.
And T1 a little bit over-eager on this play. They're not able to match the numbers due to the fact that Doran's TP is still down for a few seconds. So that allows GAM to pick up another kill onto Peyz, and Doran gets the plates in return.
And there is some big gold to take away. Before, it was Faker who lost his gold, I believe. Oner still, you would assume, is shut down the Sonic Wave. Not going to be hitting. Oner's just going to catch a wave in the meantime as well. Still big jungle CS lead and gold leaders. We look towards top. Shockwave's going to be used. That helps get the cannon as well, I believe, at the back end.
Quite a few poking shockwaves used by Faker in this game. Yeah. Just trying to chunk Gloryy down, get some lane pressure. As we watch the replay here, it starts off with T1 wanting to go for this blue buff. And it's just the fact that Doran has no tap while Kiaya has his. It allows them to get a 5 versus 4. Peyz tries to proto-belt the Varus ultimate once again, not able to get away from the Chains of Corruption, and he ends up falling down.
Yes, indeed he does. So, state of the game. Dragon coming up in 2:30, but it's Herald now, the contest in 10 seconds. Being pushed through mid. There's GAM. As 3 congregate, see what they do next. Top lane being dealt with Gloryy. It's a TV flank. Kiaya up against the wall. It's clean from Doran. He doesn't stay to chat. He knows the Varus with uptime is going to win out in the long run. So now that Doran's here with a shield on his head, Chains of Corruption going to be used, but Faker's nowhere near. Kiaya is a free kill. Topside might have to be GAM protocol because bot is now open.
Great play by Faker there. TPing behind Kiaya takes him down. And GAM, they want to try to go for the cross-map Herald, but they don't have time. T1 has already moved all the way back up. Or Doran now TPing in.
There's no Mega Nava. He's going to be small for a while. He does have a big shield, though. Herald's going to reset after GAM. Give it up, but bot is going to go with it as well. Faker gets the much-needed gold, while the top push from Gloryy, he's going to have to TP out of there after finding himself, not the turret, but close to. Goes to mid instead. As T1 are going to start up this Herald.
But T1 are controlling every side of the map right now. They make their bot play, Faker gets his deep push, and they still defend the Herald, force Gloryy to TP away. They're pushing in every single lane, just choking GAM out, making it so incredibly difficult for them to play while getting plates all across the board.
I feel like we saw this in the BLG game as well, even though it was a loss. Like, it's this 15-20 minute mark when lanes end and people start roaming. T1 always faster on the play. Their rotations and their resets always better.
T1 macro is incredibly good. Yes. I remember back when I was still playing, we studied a lot of Faker vods to see how he overloaded on side, how well he used his tempo. I think he's one of the smartest players. I mean, pretty self-evident, I'd say, one of the smartest players we have playing this game.
So many people talked about him. It's just, we're always just overlapping all the compliments, aren't we? And Doran, he's going into Mega Gnar. Oner's coming up, spotted on the ward, hopping forward. Doran happy to take the damage. It threatens out Kiaya. Oner clears the ward and now hovers in fog of war. Taki coming to roam and match with the Hextech ultimatum now as well. Keria looking for an angle. Draktharr misses the Sonic Wave. Sped up by the distance from Faker. Gloryy drops a spear, but GAM have more here for now. Oner, he moved around, and this is because Dragon's up in 5 seconds. It's third drag for T1. GAM need an angle.
T1 have full control here. And Taki does have the Sundered Sky, but he still has no boots. So he gets CC'd by Keria, no Merc Treads. He's not moving anywhere. As T1 decide to pull.
Sonic Wave kick. Oh, it's into the wall. Peyz dodged it out from the Protobelt. Now Draktharr is in the middle of no man's land. This sets up the play in the third drag, I feel like. Sap Charge going to help out in the mid from what I saw, but Draktharr, as he takes a couple of turret shots, he's dead. It's just a who at this point. Kiaya going to try and get that wave in to help. Glory's there. I'm wrong, Jack. He's okay. Thanks to GAM getting topside pro. They're going to move out, but they are going to lose this third drag.
Peyz's Protobelt this game has had such incredible value.
Very true.
Dodges out on the insect there. We've seen him dodge the Chains of Corruption, and it just allows him to play so much more forward because he doesn't have to worry about all these threats. As now Artemis in trouble.
Decent assist, grounded, petrifying gaze, Peyz on the Cassio. Absolutely venomous.
I don't know what Artemis was thinking there. He wanted to go bot lane to try to farm. I mean, going into the jungle at this point when your team is all basing.
And when they were just topside as a 4-man group getting deep vision as well, right?
Yeah, big mistake by Artemis there. That leads into a Herald on mid lane. And a lot of damage onto that mid tower that Ziggs so desperately wants to protect.
Keria's going to spot out that Draktharr is on these wolves. Gets deep vision around this topside now to cover for Faker's entrance towards this outer turret. Mid almost dropping. One more plate and a bit left remaining. And gold for T1 only 2,000, but a very dangerous game right now for GAM as they face Salt Point in 4 minutes as Baron comes up so that one more mistake will slice the head off of this series.
Yeah, there's two big dangers for GAM right now. First of all is the team comp gap.
Yeah.
T1 has such an easy time engaging. You have the Vi ult, you have the Leona ult. while for GAM, it's a lot harder to pull off. You need a great scatter the weak, you need Taki to be able to find someone, Draktharr to find an insect, or Kiaya to be able to find a great chains of corruption or make a play on side lane. And then you're also staring down a soul point for T1. If they can get that Cloud Soul, it makes it even harder for GAM to be able to get any of those win conditions down, which then also forces GAM to constantly match T1 and look to teamfight them, which prevents Kiaya from being able to be that split push threat and try to go 1v1 against Doran.
Trying to get his own blue buff. GAM found out. Solar Flare's going to get Draktharr as well. Oner cease and desist on Artemis. He'll find himself on the target of the Hextech Minefield. Will only just help a bit. Oner's still tanking out the Vault Breaker, tagging the end of Draktharr. They need a Sonic Wave to connect. Draktharr with a Q. Enough energy to find, so as a bouncing bomb does a bit of damage, but it's not enough. T1 get the hell out of dodge after trying to be a nuisance in that blue side jungle again.
And Oner is a magician, getting out of the tower there. He was so deep after Draktharr kicked him deeper in, but he was able to get out with how tanky he is. He's so strong. 2 items completed already. Allows him to survive so many tower shots, and then get out, only burning the flash.
Oner with the extra health, his Black Cleaver. That's really helped probably save the day, that second item already. He's going to back now, and he's on a longsword only. I thought we would have a little bit more, but I guess Black Cleaver was only just completed. And speaking of 2 items really for everyone in T1 outside of Doran are going to be standing there. And Baron now up 2 minutes till that Dragon Soul for them. And GAM struggling relentlessly to try and defend and clear their own side of the jungle.
2 minutes to this Cloud Dragon, that's what T1 are waiting for. No real Nash threat. I do say that, but T1 do have a tendency to just randomly rush the Nash. They do have a lot of damage.
They have a Cassiopeia.
They have a Cassiopeia.
Yep.
Even Gnar as well does quite a bit, Vi as well. So they can look towards the Nash. And they are pinging it. I think they might just start it, Jake.
Now, you know what, Jack? Your timing could not be better. Draktharr is on the bottom side of the map. I don't know if he's spotted out, but if he pops out of that bush, Doran will have enough information. And they will go. Taki, it's going to be a blind Vault Breaker if it's anything. But Oner's going to walk away. Keria with him as well. The CC duo just take a step back.
I mean, T1 have an incredibly... Oh, Taki.
And Taki has a what? Nothing yet. Half HP. Bursted out. Big top push. So pressure's still there, but we hold for now and resets need to come through because a minute till Drake.
Yeah. Really easy for T1 to just play for this Dragon. They now have full topside control, which also then allows them to pressure both the Nash and the Drake at the same time. So if GAM go too deep for Drake control here, T1 can say, oh, we don't care. That's just a Cloud Dragon for you guys. And then we go Nash ourselves. But it's so difficult for GAM to try to face check here. They're putting 5 people on mid, but both Taki and Draktharr are not tanky enough to survive the initial engage from T1.
Again. Vault Breaker into Taki. He flashes instead. Hexacoddleman and wants to take play on his own merits. Mega Inferno Bomb's not bad, but they're tanky enough. Oner taking a wild dive versus 5 members while Solar Flare sets up for T1's retribution. Into the wall presents a Mega Gnar. Peyz will find the kill. The flash forward, the shockwave. Gloryy now caught underneath as Taki tries to re-engage, but T1 have done the job. Yes, it's messy, but more members stand on the red side.
A great fight for T1. Faker got a little bit too hyphy there, flashing forward under tower, but they should be able to back off, have Faker TP back in, and play for this Dragon. The only thing is Oner being down means no smite for T1, so they need to either zone Draktharr off or just wait for Oner to respawn.
5 seconds, it's going to be a slow start. T1 trying to flinch or at least make GAM flinch in the process, but they're not walking down, they're not checking. And now spotted on the top side, Cam's an easy soul here for T1 as Peyz is just waiting. Draktharr is trying to clear top side, but Oner, instead of going for the smite, says, you know what, I'm going to stop this guy. No business being here. Taki going to run into Peyz. Scale Week from Gloryy, not too bad. Sonic Wave connects. Petrifying Gaze, not used. Instead, it came through as his dying breath as GAM looking for the fight instead. As Oner taking the blast code while Keria runs upwards. The exhaust helping out a milestone here as Keria trying to survive, but up to his limits. Kiaya needs an auto, and he'll find that single-handedly. Walking away from the turret, at least for the cost of soul. It's an explosive fight for GAM.
But T1 try to go for 2 plays at the same time. They lose 2 members. GAM, they need to convert this into a Nash if it's going to be a game-saving play. Because if you're losing the soul and you're only getting 2, it's not good enough. But they want to keep fighting. They're TPing behind with Gloryy. But T1 are too fast with the Cloud Soul. You need to go for this Baron Nasher. And we'll see if Oner can be able to try to get a steal or get into the pit.
I mean, pings are going down. Oner and Faker are walking very quickly towards that bottom side of the map. Gloryy going to scatter the weak. Faker with the low mana bar to take note of as GAM trying to be resilient around this Baron, keep T1 from stepping in. Doran with the Mega Gnar bar is building up ever so slowly. Hextech Minefield as well at 5k, going Mega Gnar soon. GAM maybe bitten off more than they can chew. Zenith Blade after the Soulfire and the Shockwave. Draktharr dead. A wall again. It's easy as that for Doran as Artemis gets stunned up in the process. And Oner going forward without a bit of damage to his name. Gloryy scatters one, but not the other, as Oner cares not for your turrets. A double back in his pocket, and Baron and T1 will not be defeated.
And GAM knew that they needed to go for the Nash. It was their only play, but T1 are inevitable. They take down 4, they will take down the Nash, and now with Baron Nashor, with Soul, it is looking dire for GAM as we watch Doran here with a huge Mega Gnar, jumps to pivot the Shockwave, gets it onto 3, hits the rock, throws a little house, he's doing everything.
I'm just watching Peyz on the rearview mirror where Peyz is following up. I think accidentally pressed Sonya's. And his Petrifying Gaze was good as well. But it's just antics here. T1 using that jungle lead so well. Peyz is clawing through the enemy composition. And Jack, 4.5k gold lead, Baron now acquired. It does feel like all the resistance from GAM has, unfortunately, led to T1 being in the driver's seat.
Yeah. It's trying to find a silver lining here for GAM. Kiaya looked good. I think at this point,
to be fair,
GAM are thinking about game 2 just as much as we are.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, mid was a bit of a slog.
Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't like the game was over until, well, until that fight. Now, very different beast as Oner's just safeguarding the mid push and top push alike. Bot is going to be run through by Kiaya, but Doran is now in the base. One Nexus turret, or rather inhibitor turret, to fall first. That soon will be there. Oner finds himself a cease and desist on top of Gloryy. He can't move the Syndra with no movability. Dead first. T1 running through the front door. Is Taki going to join him? Artemis flashes away from the Soul Blade and the Zenith Blade and will survive, but he needs to start getting kills fast. Mega Bomb chucked away by Doran. And the Sonic Wave again. It just hasn't been connecting this game as Drakthar's leads in. Leaves a little bit to be desired. But the base will fall and crumble in T1's favor regardless with the TP in with Baron. It's T1 trying to end this game 1 here.
T1 want to end it right here, right now. They have the Baron minions. They have the numbers. It's 5 versus 3.
Flash, Shockwave, okay, connect on Draktharr on the way through. Keria, it's good enough. T1 run through, 5 members still alive. Keria just standing his ground, hoping to watch the Nexus fall in person with a petrifying gaze from Peyz to Pepper on top. He still dies. It still looks messy, but at the end of the day, all that matters is the Nexus fall, which won't be able to do right now, even with the Baron minions. T1 running for their lives. Low health bars it up for GAM to hold on for yet another fight.
And GAM survive. They defend the Nexus.
Yeah, it's the second
Although Faker has TP, they're going for round 3.
They are. They've got another minion wave soon to be there. I don't know if it's going to matter at all. Draktharr runs on in. Keria with low health bar with his Zenith Blade. The Scatter Wing not bad, unleashing power. Gloryy gets a return kill, but T1 will get the Nexus. The 50 gold that goes with it as well, Jack, and get one step closer to qualifying here as Doran gets a pullback, takes a Fountain Laser. T1 messily but securely take game 1.
And GAM, they fought valiantly. They tried to find their way back in the game, but T1 had control from minute